Chapter 17, The Incredibly Graphic Violence Chapter, Part 1 in Flip-O-Rama, TM. Warning, the following chapter contains intense scenes showing a man in his underwear battling a giant toilet. Please do not try this at home. In the past, literally dozens of epic novels have been written that have changed the course of history. And now, Captain Underpants and the Attack of the Talking Toilets will do! The only difference between our novel and those other Brand X novels is that ours is the only one that cares enough to bring you the latest in cheesy animation technology. The art of Flip-O-Rama. Introducing Flip-O-Rama, Pilkey our brand. Here's how it works. Step 1. First, place your left hand inside the dotted lines marked left hand here. Hold the book open flat. Step 2. Grasp the right hand page with your right thumb but in an index finger. Inside the dotted lines marked right thumb here. Step 3. Now quickly flip the right hand page back and forth until the picture appears to be animated. For extra fun, try adding your own sound effects. Flip-O-Rama 1. Pages 91 and 93. Remember, flip only page 91. While you are flipping, be sure you can see the picture on page 91 and the one on page 93. If you flip quickly, the two pictures will start to look like one animated picture. Don't forget to add your own sound effects. Wedgie power versus potty power. Flip-O-Rama 2, pages 95 and 97. Remember, flip only page 95. While you are flipping, be sure you can see the picture on page 95 and the one on page 97. If you flip quickly, the two pictures will start to look like one animated picture. Don't forget to add your own sound effects. Oh no! The potty power punch prevails! Flip-O-Rama 3, pages 99 and 101. Remember, flip only page 99. While you are flipping, be sure you can see the picture on page 99 and the one on page 101. If you flip quickly, the two pictures will start to look like one animated picture. Don't forget to add your own sound effects. The carnivorous commode captures the captain. Chapter 18, Harold and the Purple Ballpoint Pen. Everything seemed hopeless. Captain Underpants had slipped and fallen into the mouth of the Turbo Toilet 2000, and now the giant toilet was coming after George and Harold. Ha 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 ha, laughed the powerful porcelain predator. Once I have eaten you two kids up, I will take over the world. Not if we have anything to say about it, yelled George. George and Harold ran into the school and locked the door behind them. The Turbo Toilet 2000 banged against the door with his fist, shouting, "You boys can't hide in there forever!" George and Harold ran to the gym. "I've got a plan," said George. "We need to invent a character who can defeat a giant robot toilet." "How about a giant robot urinal?" asked Harold. "We can call it the Urinator." "No way," said George. "They'll never let us get away with that in the children's book. We're skating on thin ice as it is." "All right," said Harold. "How about a giant plunger robot? He can carry a really big plunger, right?" "That's it!" cried George. So Harold took out his purple ballpoint pen and began to draw. "Give him laser eyes," said George. "All right," said Harold. "And give him turbo atomic rocket boosters," said George. "Got it," said Harold. And make him obey our every command," said George. "I'm way ahead of you," said Harold. Harold finished his drawing, and George inspected it carefully. "This just might work," said George. "Yeah," said Harold, "if the Patsy 2000 can hold out." The boys turned and looked at the dented, cracked, and beaten-up machine laying on its side in the corner. George and Harold pushed the Patsy 2000 upright and dusted it off. "Come on, Patsy, old girl," said George. "We really need you now." "Yeah," said Harold. "The fate of the entire planet is in our hands." Chapter 19, The Incredible Robo-Plunger. George took Harold's picture and placed it on the screen of the Patsy 2000 and pressed start. The lights around them dimmed as the whirring machine began to shake and smoke. Lightning bolts zapped, thunder clapped, and the whole gymnasium shook with photoatomic transom garbulatory yectophan tripletonic zenzyptic energy. "Come on, Patsy!" George shouted over the horrible noise. "Yectophan, baby!" Ding! Clunk. Finally, a small ding was heard, and the Patsy 2000 coughed up a huge metallic behemoth. It rose up and stood valiantly before George and Harold. It was the Incredible Robo-Plunger. "Hooray!" cried George. "It worked! Way to go, Patsy!" Harold cheered. "Now let's get outside and kick some turbo toilet tushy!" Chapter 20. The Incredibly Graphic Violence Chapter, Part 2 in Flip-O-Rama, TM. Warning. The following chapter contains terribly naughty scenes depicting a giant toilet getting its shiny hiney kicked. All toilet violence was carefully monitored by PET, People for the Ethical Treatment of Toilets. No actual toilets were harmed during the making of this chapter. Flip-O-Rama 4, pages 111 and 113. Remember, flip only page 111. While you are flipping, be sure you can see the picture on page 111 and the one on page 113. If you flip quickly, the two pictures will start to look like one animated picture. Don't forget to add your own sound effects. The Incredible Robo-Plunger to the rescue! Flip-O-Rama 5, pages 115 and 117. Remember, flip only page 115. While you are flipping, be sure you can see the picture on page 115 and the one on page 117. If you flip quickly, the two pictures will start to look like one animated picture. Don't forget to add your own sound effects. The Incredible Robo-Plunger kicks the TT2000 sushi! Flip-O-Rama 6, pages 119 and 121. Remember, flip only page 119. While you are flipping, be sure you can see the picture on page 119 and the one on page 121. If you flip quickly, the two pictures will start to look like one animated picture. Don't forget to add your own sound effects. The TT2000 takes the plunge. Chapter 21, The Aftermath. The Incredible Robo-Plunger had defeated the evil Turbo Toilet 2000, but George and Harold's problems weren't over yet. They reached into the crumpled mouth of the TT2000 and pulled out their principal. "What happened here?" cried Mr. Krupp. "The school has been destroyed. The teachers are all unconscious, and I'm standing here in my underwear." "Uh-oh," Harold whispered. Captain Underpants must have gone in toilet water on his head. He's turned back into Mr. Principal Krupp. George took Mr. Krupp's clothes and hair out of his backpack and handed them to him. "I'm ruined," Principal Krupp whined as he dressed himself. "I'm going to be held responsible for this mess. I'm going to lose my job." "Maybe not," said George. "We can fix everything and clean up this whole mess." "Yeah," said Harold, "but it'll cost you." "Cost me what?" asked Mr. Krupp. "Well," said George, "we'd like you to cancel our detention and our suspension. And we'd also like to be principals for today," said Harold. "All right," said Mr. Krupp. "If you can really fix everything, you've got a deal." George and Harold turned and spoke to the Incredible Robo-Plunger. "All right, robot guy, make yourself useful and pick up all this mess." "Yeah, and fix up the school too," said Harold. Use your laser eyes to repair all the broken windows and stuff." "And when you're done," said George, "take all the evidence and fly it up to Uranus." "And don't come back," said Harold. Chapter 22. To make a long story short, the robot obeyed. Chapter 23. After the Aftermath. The Incredible Robo-Plunger soared off into space just as the teachers began to regain consciousness. "I just had the strangest dream," said Miss Rubel. "It was all about these evil toilets who wanted to take over the world." "We had the same dream too," said the other teachers. "Wow," said Mr. Krupp. "Things turned out all right after all." "Not quite," said George. "It's payback time." Chapter 24. Principles for today, or the Invention, Detention, Suspension, Prevention. Intercom. "Attention, students," said George over the intercom the following day. "This is Principal George. You are all excused from classes today. There will be no homework or tests, and everybody gets an A+ for today. That's right, said Principal Harold. Also, we're hosting an all-day recess outside, complete with free pizza, french fries, cotton candy, and a live DJ. Now go outside and play. Principal George and Principal Harold strolled out to the playground to behold the glorious domain. George got a slice of pepperoni pizza, while Harold made himself a banana split at the all-you-can-eat ice cream sundae bar. It's good to be the principal, said George. Yep, said Harold. I wish we could be principals every day. Later, George and Harold paid a visit to the unfortunate folks who were spending the day writing sentences in the detention room. All the teachers were there, along with Mr. Krupp and Melvin Sneedley. How? Mr. Krupp looked out the window at the all-day recess celebration going on outside. How are you boys going to pay for all that ice cream and pizza? He asked. Oh, we sold some stuff, said Harold. What did you sell? Asked Mr. Krupp. Your antique walnut desk and leather chair, said George, and all the furniture in the teacher's lounge. What? Screamed Mr. Krupp. I think we'd better leave now, said Harold. Snap. George and Harold left the detention room in a hurry. Miss Anthrope snapped her fingers at them. Snap. Come back here right now, she yelled. Uh-oh, said George. Did Miss Anthrope just snap her fingers? Within seconds, Mr. Krupp dashed out of the detention room and ran down the hallway toward his office. He had a goofy, heroic, all too familiar-looking smile on his face. "Oh no!" cried Harold. "Here we go again!" said George. "La-la!" Treehouse Comics proudly presents Dogman in the Tongue of Justice. Action. Triple Flip-O-Rama. Laughs by George B. and Harold H. Dogman was the greatest cop ever, but he had some bad habits. He drank out of the toilet. He licked himself in appropriate places. And he threw up everywhere. Blap. Splap. Dogman! Later. Why I gotta bust my chops, sir? You better straighten up or else. Dogman promised to be a better man. But could he be a better dog? Meanwhile, across town, Petey was up to his old tricks. Ha ha ha! I have invented an evil potion. It turns people into mindless zombies. I put a few drops on these air fresheners, and when folks smell them, they will have to obey me. Petey sneaked to the police station and put an air freshener in every cop car. Ha ha! Soon every cop will obey me. Later, ring! Hello, there's a bank robbery. Where? At the bank. Oh. The cops ran to their cars. Wee, 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 zoom. But then, sniff, sniff, wait. Must obey Petey. Soon every cop became the mindless zombie. Except one! Dogman liked to drive with his head out the window, so he never smelled the evil air freshener. Dogman arrived at the bank just as Petey was escaping. Calling all zombie cops! Meet me at Petey's secret lab, and make it snappy! Yes, Petey, we will obey. Dogman chased Petey all across town and into his secret lab. Up the stairs they ran. Dogman was getting super thirsty. Then he saw it! Glistening, sparkling, refreshing, cold as a mountain stream, thirst-quenching and delicious! Glug, glug, glug. Dogman ran up to the next floor, where a big surprise awaited for him. Ha ha ha! All cops now answer to me. Destroy Dogman! Yes, Petey. Is this the end for Dogman? Of course it is. There's only one antidote to my zombie potion, and I keep it safely hidden where nobody will ever find it. Downstairs in my shiny, white toilet bowl. Dogman had to act fast, so he thought up a 3-step plan. Triple Flip-O-Ramas, and made the action easily. Here's how. Hold book open like this. Flip page back and forth. Add your own sound effects. Step 1. Retrieve the antidote. Step 2. Collect the antidote. Step 3. Apply the antidote. Dogman licked all cops' faces. And soon, hey! Oh man. Ain't you glad you ain't no zombie no more? I sure amn't. Brats! Fun facts! Fun fact 1. When he was in the 3rd grade, Dave Pilkey made a comic book called Captain Underpants and the Attack of the Talking Toilet. It was about an evil scientist who created a potion that brought things to life. The scientist flushed the dangerous potion down the toilet, hoping to get rid of it. Unfortunately, it brought the toilet to life instead. That simple comic book story created in 1975 was the inspiration for this epic novel. Fun fact 2. You might notice a theme in George and Harold's comic books. The gym teacher always gets attacked by the villains, but nobody seems to care. The theme occurs again and again because many of Dave Pilkey's former teachers were really, really mean to him. So let us be listening to gym teachers all over the world. Be nice to your students. Or someday they might grow up and get revenge by making fun of you in their epic novels. Note, Dave's lawyer told him to use the word many. Ah! Fun fact 3. The term invention convention was coined by Dave's Uncle Peter. Peter Pilkey is a retired school teacher from Berea, Ohio. He used to host an invention convention at his school every year. Note, despite popular speculation, Dave's Uncle Peter has never had anything to do with a peck of pickled peppers. Fun fact 4. The little girl who appears on page 34 is Dave Pilkey's niece, Madison. She was 2 years old when this book was first released. Fun fact 5. George and Harold are both based on Dave Pilkey when he was a kid. Like George and Harold, Dave Pilkey was the class clown. He made comics, got in lots of trouble with his teachers and principal, and even switched the letters around on signs and bulletin boards. Fun fact 6. Melvin Sneedley was based on a real person who was in Dave Pilkey's class. He used to finish his work before everyone else, then grade his own papers and give himself an A+. He was a big tattletale too. Get reading with Dave Pilkey! The Adventures of Captain Underpants. Full color! The first epic novel by Dave Pilkey, Caldecott honor artist. Full color! Captain Underpants, the invasion of the incredibly naughty cafeteria ladies from outer space, and the subsequent assault of the equally evil lunchroom zombie nerds. Ah! The third epic novel by Dave Pilkey, Caldecott honor artist. Full color! Captain Underpants in the perilous plot of Professor Poopy Pants. Ah! The fourth epic novel by Dave Pilkey, Caldecott honor artist. Full color! Captain Underpants, the wrath of the wicked wedgie woman. Ah! The fifth epic novel by Dave Pilkey, Caldecott honor artist. Full color! Captain Underpants and the big bad battle of the bionic booger boy, Part 1. The night of the nasty nostril nuggets. Ah! The sixth epic novel by Dave Pilkey, Caldecott honor artist. Full color! Captain Underpants and the big bad battle of the bionic booger boy, Part 2. The revenge of the ridiculous robo-boogers. The seventh epic novel by Dave Pilkey, Caldecott honor artist. Full color! Captain Underpants and the preposterous plight of the purple potty people. Ah! The eighth epic novel by Dave Pilkey, Caldecott honor artist. Full color! Captain Underpants and the terrifying return of Tippy Tinkle Trousers. Ah! The ninth epic novel by Dave Pilkey, Caldecott honor artist. Full color! Captain Underpants and the revolting revenge of the radioactive robo-boxers. Ah! The 10th epic novel by Dave Pilkey, Caldecott honor artist. The #1 New York Times bestseller, Dogman! Dave Pilkey, creator of Captain Underpants. The companion to the #1 New York Times bestseller, Dogman! Unleashed. Dave Pilkey, creator of Captain Underpants. The companion to the #1 New York Times bestsellers, Dogman! A Tale of Two Kitties. Dave Pilkey, creator of Captain Underpants. The companion to the #1 New York Times bestsellers, Dogman and Cat Kid. Dave Pilkey, creator of Captain Underpants. The companion to the #1 New York Times bestsellers, Dogman! Lord of the Fleas. Dave Pilkey, creator of Captain Underpants. The companion to the #1 New York Times bestsellers, Dogman! Brawl of the Wild. Dave Pilkey, creator of Captain Underpants. The international bestseller, Dogman! whom the ball rolls. Dave Pilkey, creator of Captain Underpants. The international bestseller. Dogman, Fetch 22. Dave Pilkey, creator of Captain Underpants. The international bestseller. Dogman, Grime and Punishment. Dave Pilkey, creator of Captain Underpants. About the Author-Illustrator. When Dave Pilkey was a kid, he was diagnosed with ADHD and dyslexia. Dave was so disruptive in class that his teachers made him sit out in the hallway every day. Luckily, Dave loved to draw and make up stories. He spent his time in the hallway creating his own original comic books, the very first adventures of Dogman and Captain Underpants. In college, Dave met a teacher who encouraged him to write and illustrate for kids. He took her advice and created his first book, World War I, which won a national competition in 1986. Dave made many other books before being awarded the California Young Reader Medal for Dog Breast, 1994, and the Caldecott Honor for The Paperboy, 1996. In 2002, Dave published his first full-length graphic novel for kids. It's called The Adventures of Super Diaper Baby. It was both a USA Today and New York Times bestseller. Since then, he has published more than a dozen full-length graphic novels for kids, including the best-selling Dogman and Cat Kid Comic Club series. Dave's stories are semi-autobiographical and explore universal themes that celebrate friendship, empathy, and the triumph of the good-hearted. When he is not making books for kids, Dave loves to kayak with his wife in the Pacific Northwest. Learn more at Pilkey.com. Carnivorous commodes. George and Harold are usually responsible kids. Whenever anything bad happens, George and Harold are usually responsible. This time, their latest prank backfires, and they accidentally invent an army of terrifying talking toilets. Luckily, they know a superhero with enough snap in his waistband to save the day. This looks like another job for the amazing Captain Underpants. Featuring Flip-O-Rama, the world-famous cheesy animation technique that lets you animate the action. Have you read your underpants today? Pilkey.com. Scholastic, planetpilkey.com. $12.99 US. $16.99 CAN. ISBN 978-1-338-86-430-4. 51299. 978-1338-864304.